Well, here we are. It's June 15th, and Bridge Brew Works has released their new seasonal Pale Ale that we collaborated with the guys at Pies and Pints. Today, we're going to be brewing a Kolsch that Rich Ireland has homebrewed before, and he's been to the malting company that the malt we're using, and so we're looking forward to having a real nice German style Kolsch, probably late July, right with the nice warm days, to have a nice light dry Kolsch.
I can't wait, but this one's good today.
Yeah,
this pale ale is looking good.
Yeah.
The Kolsch beers are a hybrid beer. They're actually one of the older style beers out of Germany. It's actually an ale. Very rare for Germans to brew so many ales. But you have basically alt beers, Hefeweizens, and Kolsch beers are the three German ales that you would run into. And Kolsch is brewed, it's actually a protected name for beers that are brewed in the city of Cologne, Germany, or Köln, Germany. So anything that comes out of that area is considered Kolsch, including the beer. And there are several of these kind of little breweries in the Cologne area. In fact, I'm wearing the Frö hat, which is one of the first ones you see as you leave the train station. It's a Kolsch brew. But what you want there is a very light, crisp ale. It is actually lagered a little bit, but it's the yeast that's fermented at ale temperatures. And what you're going to expect is a nice, grainy, crisp beer with a nice spicy hop. It's a special hop called Spalt that we're using today, and we're using the proper yeast, and everything's done. So we're trying to nail a good Kolsch in the U.S.
Yeah, we're doing you know, as much as we can to provide West Virginians with a style of beer maybe that they've never even heard of, and that's, you know, we really enjoy doing it. We enjoy the brewing process and introducing people to new beers, and hopefully it'll be right on. But if it isn't, it'll still be a very, very good beer for the summer, I'm sure. So enjoy.
Right now we're actually sparging, which means we're taking hot liquor, hot water, over the grain bed. We've already mashed the grain, so what you have in here now is a nice rich liquid wort, and you have a bunch of spent solid materials, but there is some wort tied up in that spent solid material. So this is a way for us to spray hot water over the grain bed to extract more of the fermentables. And then, as we're doing that, simultaneously, we're running off that liquid wort into the kettle. If you look in there, you see this is this will be boiled, and hops will be added, and that will turn into the beer. Well, there it is. Look, this is some odd-looking foam, but it's pretty Kolsch-like at this point. Just pretty fluffy, coagulating. Getting ready to boil over at any second. Oh, you're getting near your CIP ball there.
Yep. Spray it back with some drinking water.
Hold it off.
Just kind of keep it at bay, and it will.
And we're trying to get this portion of the hot break process over as fast as possible. There's not much we can do about it. It's near the ball. Get the ball. And then we want to add the hops as soon as possible, because we want to try to avoid boiling this wort for more than 60 minutes, because all you're doing is darkening it as you boil it. So we'd rather keep it a nice, beautiful golden yellow beer if we can. And I think we're moving along that direction. It's starting to be a little bit, it's getting to its point.
Yeah, once the foam goes down, we'll add the what's called the bittering hops, or the boil hops. Nice Spalt Select German grown hop. Keep with the theme of the. Well, here it goes.
Yep.
It's dropped down.
There's
and
see if you can see where the interface.
It'll come across here where that foam will kind of disappear.
Yep.
And that's
getting ready for hop. First hopping is within minutes. We are at the point now where the hot break has dissipated, and it's time for us to put in our Spalt hops, which are going to be all for bittering. So we're adding this What are we talking about here as far as weight-wise, Ken?
It's about 6 pounds.
6 pounds of spall tops. So, there you go. All the nice, beautiful. Get a shot of that. That's nice. All the hops are starting to break up. So all that stuff's going to boil, and it's going to extract the bitterness, and it's a very mild bitterness. But all in all, at the end, we're going to be adding another addition of hops later in the boil, so you get some nice hop flavor. Right now, these are dedicated to bittering. So, okay, looks good. And it's not actually foaming up right now, which is nice. A lot of times you get a second break.
Oh, gotcha.
Looks good. Oh man. Not much.
Thought you were gonna get Rich to work on this here.
I am. I'm just getting it started, so then so Rich can take over and call it his. So get on down here.
Yeah.
His spent grains from the process.
Turn the light on for the mash tun now.
As the tradition of any collaboration brew, it's always great to formulate the recipe with these guys, but most importantly, you get them to do all the grunt work for you.
I'm grunting over here.
You want a beer or anything, Rich?
After a while. After the work is done. Alright, this is getting kind of full. Okay, well, we're boiling here. This is about our third break. Now you see it's just breaking again now, where it's going back down and settling to a nice rolling boil. This means that we're isomerizing our hops, getting all that bitterness, but I think more importantly in this beer we're coagulating a lot of the proteins at this point, so they're going to fall out when we cool. So it's very important to have a good, vigorous rolling boil. And we keep this lid open because you want the volatile aromas and in the work to leave. So yeah, really nice. It's doing really well. Oh, I'm going to spray some hops off the wall. We got some hops sticking up here. We don't want those to be up. They can't do us any good hanging on the wall up there. So let's spray those off. I'm using potable water to do that, so it's going right back into the boil. Ouch! Very hot. So there we go. We just put our final hop addition in, which is going to be 10 minutes left in the boil. It'll keep all the flavor of the spalt hops in there. Add a little bit to the bitterness, not so much, but it's been as usual with Kolsch, a very interesting boil. So there's a lot of upheaval of proteins at different points, and we just had one about 30 seconds ago. We're in control of this thing, so we've got it. Good.
Yeah, just a few more minutes. We'll cut off the heat, and then we'll whirlpool it, and then cool it down, and get it in the fermenter. Get those nice Kolsch yeast chewing on it.
Almost dinner time for the Kolsch yeast.
Yep.
So,
yep. Making a feast.
Excellent.
Here we are at close to the end of the brew day for the collaborative Kolsch brew, and there's we can't have a brew day without having a beer to celebrate. So what we have here is a Bridge Brew Works Tripel that we've just released, and I'm going to have Rich do the honors and open it and see what we've got here.
Sounds good. Give this a pour. Yeah, it's rich. It's got some nice sort of like orangey kind of character to it. You can taste, you know that it's strong when you taste it. It's got some maltiness to it, and you can see that in the color. It's got a nice rich sort of golden, deep golden color, almost bordering on amber. Nice fine bubble. Pretty nice. It's got a little bit of a honey quality to it too.
Oh, yeah, I'll pick that up. Yeah,
yeah,
it does. No honey in it though.
Yeah. When did we tasted it very early? When it was first made, we tasted a young version of this back in April or something, and it was.
Yeah, I'd have to look at our books.
I think this will do well.
Yeah,
this is a good beer. It's a good table beer for dinner.
Oh,
Rich,
yeah,
would you say it's changed since April?
Yeah, I think it's actually a little more complex. As time goes on with these beers, I think the fact that it's been bottled, it's changed a bit. We had it pretty much out of the fermenter. Now it's got a whole different character to it. You can see a very fine bubble character. Pretty good. Good job. Nathan, good job.
What do I think?
Right now,
Well, you can tell as soon as it's open, as soon as you've got it poured, that it's got a Belgian quality to it. It has that certain sort of funkiness right there in the nose. It's not an overwhelming Brett or any other of those odd yeast strains flavor, but it's just a very Belgian-y style that's apparent from the second you get it. You can also get a lot of fruit right up front in the nose and a little bit of residual graininess. And I haven't even had a chance to taste it yet, so let's see what we got there.
It turns out we're like 750 on this bottle is probably
Very full bodied. A lot of residual sugars left in there. That's where you get the honey flavor. There's a quality to that. Those orangey notes are still there. Well balanced, obviously strong, but not hot at all. Very nice.
I'm kind of wishing that we had
I like it.
filtered the
I just turned the oxygen on, and that's the aphrodisiac for the yeast. They really can't reproduce without the oxygen. So even though there's all this food, we're giving them all this work, they got to have this oxygen to do their thing. So they're going to have fun tonight. It's going to be crazy in here later. The yeast will be having a great time. Wish I was there. We're moving the wort from the kettle to the fermenter. You can see over here, there's the fermenter. Nathan just sanitized everything, and I just turned the oxygen on. He's modulating the oxygen back a little bit, and we're rocking. So we'll knock it out.
So here we are at the end of the brew day, and we've had a successful boil, and right now what we're doing is we're pulling the beer off, coming from this tank, going through a heat exchanger, going through this hose, we're pumping it over into our fermenter. We've already got the yeast in there. We're going to add a little bit of oxygen so that the yeast can
Reproduce?
yeah, they'll take up that oxygen and put off carbon dioxide and alcohol and flavor. So we're expecting a nice crisp summertime beer to be released mid to late July.
Yeah, for the hottest part of the summer.
Yeah.
Good. It was fun.
Yeah. So how'd you like your day at the
It was great.
brewery?
It was great.
Good,
You
bud.
guys put me to work, but it wasn't a free ride.
Well, you know, that's how it goes here at the brewery. We put people to work.
Another brew day well done. Okay.
Look for our Kolsch in late July.
The hottest days of summer.
Yeah. Cheers.
Dog days cold.
Prost.
Gross.